Hey there, hi there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your end of September entryway into October. Enter if you're there. Oh, I'm just kidding. But for real though, like it's been a wild roller coaster ride September. It seems there's like a lot of reoccurring behavioral patterns with like the people you're in relationships with, whether romantic, friends, even family members. Not so much coworkers. I think we're just starting to kind of get like a handle on where you want to go with your um, work colleagues, which is pretty good so far. Let's see. Let's take a look here at relationships. So, Page of Swords. Okay, I see you, Sagittarius. You are wielding that sword or wielding that axe of power. I feel like you are like unequivocally unafraid of whatever is coming your way. You're like, no, siree, I got this. I'm gonna handle this. Um, you're very uh strong and like you have like there's an eagle like he's wearing an eagle chain necklace with an eagle on it and there's eagles on his clothing on his tunic here, so I feel like you're really like all in, like spiritually, mentally, you're like full into whatever battle you're facing ahead, like whatever you need to persevere and push forward, like you are full on doing it. Full of doing it. And then we have this high priestess energy as well. So I was actually just the other day watching a high priestess video someone put together. What's the matter? What? And it was a really good like educational high priestess video because it was like talking about like how the high priestess archetype shows up in today's society, and also how it is represented in like media and storytelling, and it went through like all the depths of the pillars and even the robes and the crown and all these really beautiful like insightful things on it. So if I find the video again, I'll be sure to like share it. But it's so interesting because you know you're you're putting up your sword to people, like you're putting up your blockages to people, like saying like I have this high priestess knowledge, I have this information, so I can very easily kind of not like predict what's going to happen or control what's going to happen, but you can definitely like travel between like the conscious and the subconscious. And you're very fully aware. You're very fully in tune and aware of the two. So it's interesting to see how those dynamics play out when you're like showing up as like the Page of Swords, like nobody is like taking you seriously because you may appear as like this young person that might be new to the whole fighting the great battle of you know fighting the great battle of like knowing good versus evil, or picking your battles or choosing your battles wisely, or defending what's yours or honoring what's yours. And you are doing it all, and you're doing it in like such a like oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just new to all this kind of energy, that people are like, whoa, like this person, like actually, they might appear as the Page of Swords, but really they're hiding all this beautiful High Priestess energy, all this wisdom, all this knowledge. And even the pomegranates symbolize like this very spiritual meaning. Um, and I feel like for me, like the pomegranates represent like um, the nature of like oneself, how like a pomegranate has like a very hard exterior, but and then even on the inside there's all these tiny little seeds with like this kind of like jelly fruit coating over it. And you have to like, you obviously don't eat the skin. You have to like cut it open, and then you have to figure out what to do with the pomegranate seeds. You can make pomegranate juice, or there's adding pomegranates to salad or topping it on top of like some kind of meat or something like that. Um, but either way, it's like there's very specific purposes for the pomegranate, and there's not like a million different ways. I don't, maybe there's a million, but there's a very like, it's like quality over quantity. It's like, you have to pick and choose like what you want to represent or what you want to put your knowledge and information towards. And it's not going to necessarily be like, you're not going to be like out and about like forming all these various different types of relationships and having like tons and tons of like meaningless relationships and meaningless friendships and just shallow based, materialistic relationships. You're going to be picking and choosing your quality of your friendships and who you give your time to and devote your time to versus who you're reserving your energy around, because you've put quality into them and you haven't received quality back. So that's where that like intuitiveness really comes into focus for you. And you're all doing it while wielding this page of swords, young at heart, like really new, like a newbie, like um just like you're not really like, you haven't really gotten to the build up the momentum yet where you're like um being recognized for like the high priestess energy that you embody, but you don't really want to quite yet. You know what I'm saying? Like you're wearing this page of swords disguise for a reason. And that is because of the Empress. Yup. Another beautiful divine feminine goddess energy. She's wearing a crown of stars around her head. She has this like beautiful golden heart shield, a bunny rabbit. There's flowers. There's golden grains. There's a forest and river behind her, like a brook almost. She sits on a golden throne, like the green dress and crown, and she's wearing. It's a very strong like embodiment of like um the divine feminine, like motherly energy. Like the high priestess represents all three: the maiden, the mother, the crone. And I feel like even the page of the swords, this is a male figure, it could just as well be a feminine figure. So I feel like it's that young, you're trying to, it's not like you're intentionally being like, oh, I'm not, mature and grown and wise beyond my years, like the mother and the crone. But everyone sees you as like a maiden or as like a naivete young person that doesn't really know a lot, really hasn't experienced a lot. When little by little, like as you open up the pomegranate, as you find out there's like different things you can use it for, but they're very rare things, and it's very like precise things, it's like the quality of your relationships is the Empress embodiment as well. It's like you offer a motherly, loving, nurturing energy to your relationships, but only if people are willing to accept you for your like high priestess knowledge. Like another reason why you're coming into relationships as just a page of swords, as just some newbie who doesn't know anything, right? Who's not afraid to speak up, but reserved for a specific purpose and reason. And that's because I feel like as the Empress, when you've shined and shown up as the Empress and, laid it all out there as the Empress, you've gotten kind of like this, yeah, definitely you've gotten rejected. Five of Pentacles. You've definitely been like cast out in the cold, like emotionally. People have been emotionally cold to you, or like sort of wanted to like stunt your growth as the Empress. And then you hide the Pentacles, right? And you put them away and like save them for like a cold, rainy day, and like to save them up for the winter. But you know, there's this young boy here with the like maiden here, and he has no shoes on. So like there's a very peasant, poverty, like poor energy. And it's because like who would ever think the high priestess and the Empress would end up cast out in the cold, in the snow. Like, who would reject such knowledge and such wisdom? Who would reject such like motherly, nurturing beauty, right? Well, it's very simple. Well, it's not simple, but it is very, um, it's basically like the strength here, like a snake charmer. Okay. Like, you're able to charm even like the most evilish, devilish, most wild of beasts, most poisonous, most venomous of beasts. Like, she's a snake charmer. Okay. So, and she is like not, you can see on her face, like she is not afraid of this cobra at all. Like, he's right inching right there closer to like her foot, like almost about to strike, but she's so unafraid of this. And there's a rose growing above her head. So you can tell that, like, even with the most, like, craziest of horriblest of most meanest, most nastiest of people, energies, relationships you've been in, you're like, if you're not afraid, like, you know that like they're trying to instill fear, you know they're trying to cause you pain. And so when you show up as like the high priestess and empress, and you showed up as this, in relationships before, you have been, they've been like, oh, well, if the high priestess and the empress has so much strength, whoo, and they're not afraid of being bit, they're not afraid of being attacked, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to use what doesn't scare them to scare them. And that's why you have Five of Pentacles. They know that you need resources, abundance, financial strength, gain, prosperity. You need a paycheck. You need family and friends to maybe pitch in and help out a little bit here and there. But you know the reason why they're not helping is because they they've seen you as the high priestess, they've seen you as the empress, they've seen you battle this feminist beast and the toxic, poisonous energies that try to get you and try to attack you, and they've seen your reaction, they've seen how you put up your sword and fight against it, even when you have never dealt with a challenge or situation like this before, even when you're new to the fight. Like, this isn't the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords, it's the Page of Swords. So you're still fresh and new to the fight, and to life and challenges and situations. So that's why they try to put you in this mindset of like, well, we're not going to share our resources with you. You have to go and try to save up as much as you can, even though you already have so little. And it's kind of like they're not really doing themselves a favor in regards to the relationship with you. And you are kind of like, well, you can't devote so much energy and attention to someone who is like unwilling to see you for who you really are, and you constantly have to like fight off the venom, you fight off the poison, fight off what is causing the problems in the relationship. It's like, what is the value of a relationship if you're constantly fighting against negativity and dark energies that just only want to see you suffering in the cold? So it's interesting. So okay, yep, we have the Chariot with the eagle. Oh, yep, and the Page of Swords. He's holding the eagle. He's got the eagle pendant. There it is, the Chariot. The Page of Swords is coming in mighty and swift, like the eagle, the rare eagle, right? Like, this is like an American symbol for like America. Like, this is the like epitome of what it means to face fear. And eagles, they eat snakes. Like, they destroy them, right? Like, they see them, they see their prey and they attack, right? So I don't know if you've ever seen an eagle like, you know, attack a snake or like whatever before, but like, you are like a bald eagle, like you're so rare and so like spiritually sound of mind that like, so the chair is, so it's interesting that the eagle shows up right when you're dealing with like this Five of Pentacles situation, and the Page of Swords is wearing an eagle pendant. So It's interesting because that's your chariot, right? That's like what's taking you forward. That's what's moving you forward. Okay. Um, So your goal is a person, place, thing, state of mind, or manner of being. It will be yours. You are moving in alignment with the nature of your soul. You'll reach your destination, ascend to new heights, success, drive, and attainment. Okay? So, yeah, you're really, like, you're really focused here. And it's like, you're not giving up easily. Like, even though you're being cast out in the cold, even though you're being, like, not given the respect you deserve, it's like, you're still, like, you know, whatever. Like, I'm not going to like deal with that right now. I'm just gonna like put up my defenses and work on what I need to do. So, and that is this beautiful Three of Pentacles. You are working towards this like beautiful celebration. There's a waterfall. There's three females here, all dressed up in beautiful tunics. One is wearing green, the other blue, and the other pink. They have different symbols on their gowns, like the planets, like Venus, Mercury, a triple moon goddess, Hecate, the sun, the moon. They're all wearing these beautiful gowns, and they're all surrounded by flowers, and they're all drinking from cups, and they're all having a grand old time. Right? So that's kind of like what you um, need to embody, and that's kind of like what you need to do and have that kind of feeling of like nostalgia or like celebration or familiarity, like feminine power and familiarity. Like, it's not so much like, oh, I need to like give in to this Five of Pentacles negative energy that, you know, people see my strength and they like don't want to form a relationship with me that's built on like healthy, happy stability and foundations. You're going to go ahead and just create that for yourself. And I feel like for you, it comes, a lot of it drives from like divine feminine energy. So you're like driven by other divine feminine energies and even like divine masculine energies too, because this is a male like figure. So, or masculine figure. So it's like, you know how to use the divine feminine and the divine masculine and nurture both and create like this beautiful like union sort of like Three of Cups. And the number three again is like maiden, mother, crone. So it's like you can familiarize yourself with the maiden in you. You can familiarize yourself with the mother in you and the crone, and you can familiarize yourself and build relationships with other energies, like from people that are giving off similar energies to you. So you're not going to make friends with everybody because not everybody is going to be giving off these energies. Okay. um yeah. Oh, look, and that's King of Swords. And there's like a hawk here, or a falcon, and he's having this sword and he's sitting on his throne. So it's like, once you do this, once you realize that you can like go off in the world and create your own happiness and your own potential for success, you are going to reach your King of Swords, like your like graduation, right? Or your like step up into like sitting on the throne of success here, and placing yourself in that position of authority over your own finances and your own gains. And you're not gonna like, your relationships aren't gonna be like in the control of others. They're not gonna be based on what others are willing to give or not give. They're gonna be based off of what you're willing to give yourself. And you have to really um like value yourself based on what you're doing for yourself and how you're succeeding on your own standards, on your own merit, on your own success, on how far you've come. That's what a king does. A king doesn't base his success on what others are willing to give or not give. It can be frustrating when your subjects or your, you know, people aren't getting in line, right? But just don't even worry about that so much. Like, there's going to be a lot more good things coming your way. And we have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, the cat catching the prey. Ooh, this is another good one. So let's take a look at the King of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So the King of Swords. Let's see. So the King of Swords is authority, a fair leader, judgment, justice, reason, logic, truth, ethics, honor, swiftly turning knowledge into action. Exactly. Everything you've learned as, you know, representing or coming across as the Page of Swords is now showing you like what you've learned and now your respect that you've gained. Okay, so let's take a look here at the Nine of Cups. So this is you wish your wishes come true. Hidden ramifications, treats and tasty delights, having exactly what you want, all the tasty bites. Oh bits. Yum yum yum. Yes. And I love that so much because it's like you've already done the work and you've already put in the energy to achieve and get what you need and what you want. And the rest will follow through and follow suit. They just like to lag behind because they like creating stress and anxiety where there doesn't need to be any. And they like putting on pressure where there should not be pressure. And that's why your relationships with them are like so strained and so like Five of Pentacles because they keep wanting to save up a little bit till you're like basically out on the streets freezing your cold off. Freezing your cold off. There we go. So it's interesting that like that's what they prey on, whereas you're all about catching the prey. But you're all about gaining some momentum and gaining some success here. And you know, they just don't get it, but whatever. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. See, there you are, sitting on your throne with your pentacle full of success, full of beautiful energy, like just like the Empress, full of strength, full of courage. There's your loyal little dog. Like reminds me of Toto, sort of, from the Wizard of Oz. Like you don't need any more, any less. You don't need to like do any more or do any less. You just need to keep doing what you're doing. And you're gonna be building up momentum as you go. Like you're gonna be building success as you go. And what they fail to realize and what they don't realize is like that's what you're doing. You're not trying to say, oh, I need all this success at once, or oh, I want to like, struggle all this much or whatever. Like you're not picking and choosing. You're letting yourself just naturally be this, intuitive high priestess, empress person. But you have to like, you're willing to like, um, let them think that you don't know any better or that you're not as useful as you really are because that's the way they treated you for so long. So it's kind of like a fool's like it's like they're very foolish. They know you're very intuitive. They know you're very loving and nurturing. They know you have a lot of skills. They know you're very intelligent. They know you have a lot to offer, but they just don't want to let you like blossom or grow. But you don't need to they don't need to let you do anything. You don't need to give them that power. That's like all in your mind, right? Like they've all built this up in their mind that like you're always on the brink of destruction or you're always on the brink of Five of Pentacles, of being out in the cold because they think in their minds that they put you there, right? But in reality, they've put themselves there. They've created a prison for themselves. And they're just stuck there indefinitely. And they don't know any other way. And they're never going to know any other way. But you have like created all this over here, all this beautiful Empress energy. You've graduated from the page to the king. Were they there celebrating when this happened, when this event occurred? No, because your relationship with them is not based off of you being successful. And that's where the tension is. It's based off your failures. Every time you fail at something, every time you need help with something, they um they they love that. They're not going to admit that, but that's the truth of the matter. It's like every time you need something from them, right, or require something from them, but that the thing is, it's like you've created that is the relationship you want with them. You want them to think you are not as great as you are, because once they realize how great you are, that's when they're like, oh, I can withdraw my resources, I can withdraw my help, I can withdraw my support. What they fail to realize is like that's not a real relationship when you When you see someone succeeding and you withdraw from them. When you see someone succeeding, you support them even more. You celebrate them. You rejoice. You're happy. Not the opposite of that. So the Queen of Pentacles, she has some words of wisdom for you. Um, it's almost like you, I guess to put it in like the most like simplest of ways, really, because that sounded like a tongue twister of words there. But basically, you have to just let them think whatever they want to think about you. Let them think you're stuck out in the cold, you have nothing, you never amount to anything. Let them think of you that way all they want. That that's fine with you because you really deep down inside you know your own value and you know your own truth. And that's the beautiful gift of like embodying the high priestess energy and the empress energy is like knowing you can use those energies to create this beautiful queen of pentacles for yourself, this abundance for yourself, to sit on the throne. Like you can embody the king of swords and the queen of pentacles. You can defend what's yours and earn what's yours. You don't need anyone else to tell you otherwise or convince you otherwise. But that's where they draw their strength from, is thinking they have the control or the power over you. So the Queen of Pentacles. So this is an earth sign woman, a homemaker in the best sense of the word, emotional fulfillment, generous hostess, loyal friend, nature lover, earth mama, devoted wife and partner, hearth and home, motherhood. Okay. So obviously they already know this about you. They've seen it. They've heard it. You've showed this time and time again how much you embody this energy. Okay, to have the Queen of Pentacles, Empress, and High Priestess in your reading is like chef's kiss. Okay, so you are embodying all of this beauty and wonder and turning it into something truly remarkable. And so many other energies and people will try to distort that image of you and try to paint a certain negative view of you, but you're not following their rules and their standards and their guidelines. You're setting your own course of what those words mean, of what home means, of what motherhood means, of what homemaker means. Like homemaker doesn't mean like, oh, I don't have a job, it's the 1950s, and it's Stepford Housewives. It can mean you're a single mom raising 3 kids. Like it means a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And then we have here the King of Pentacles. Oh, I'm sorry, King of Cups. Sorry, we have the King of Cups. We have the King of Swords and the King of Cups. So it's like you have a full team here of support here, okay? You don't like you might have started out this journey being like, oh, that your relationships and the people you're in relationships with, like, oh, that's just a page of swords. I don't mind them anymore. Mind them any. Like they don't really know that much about the world and standing up for themselves. When in actuality, your whole the whole part of why you came into the relationship as a page of swords is because you already know how to wield a sword. You already know how things go. You just had to show up to relationships new and fresh and like with different ideas and like willing to learn, and like a sponge trying to absorb everything because that's how every real new relationship begins. However, as you developed into a relationship and dived in deeper and got to know people more, you realized you were putting yourself, like all your talents and skills, you were really putting them like hidden, like hiding them, because these other energies, like very narcissistic, very egotistical driven, workaholics, like they don't really want you to shine or be brighter than them because they have their own issues they need to work out. So you realize that you had to very quickly come up with a plan for yourself where you tapped into your intuitiveness, like secretly, where you had to tap into your Empress energy secretly, where you had to, like, whenever they came across you, you were like, oh, they're putting that Five Pentacles energy on me right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm out in the cold. I don't know anything. Yeah, like, that's you picked up on that so quickly, and you were like, well, the chariot, the eagle is here. Like, I'm a rare commodity, right? um I know how to defend what's mine. I know how to fight for what's mine. I know how to persevere and push through. And then that brought you this like immense amount of strength too. And it's like because you have the strength, you were able to embody that like spiritual growth and embodiment. And let me see what the eagle spirit meaning for eagle is. Because you have like this very freedom, courage, and strength. The eagle is a powerful symbol in many cultures and is often a spiritual totem. As a spirit animal, the eagle represents freedom, courage, and strength. It is a symbol of the highest aspirations and spiritual growth. The eagle is often associated with the element of air and is seen as a messenger between the physical and spiritual worlds. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what your reading is all about. It's about the spiritual world and the real world, the subconscious and the conscious. And that's the high priestess. So you're able to travel to the subconscious world, like in the form of like an eagle, let's say, gain information and knowledge, and then bring it to the conscious world. So it's a very like night and day sort of like transition, you know, but you are able to see. That's the point. You're able to see things like other people don't, and that's why you are able to, make abundance for yourself and sit on a throne of success here. That's why you're able to defend yourself and honor yourself and have good ethics. And that's why the King of Cups is showing up here as like your final card. It's saying you're an emotionally sound of mind person. Okay? So the King of Cups, this is your last card. Let's see, King of Cups. So the swords. I'm gonna read you this quote really quick. Don't leave home without your sword, your intellect, by Alan Hoover. Okay, so that's gonna be your little quote for the day there. Okay, so your King of Cups here is a water sign man, a married, mature man, well versed in the craft, a loving husband and father, a good friend, a wise counselor, a creative personality, the gifts of intuition, wisdom that comes from experience. It's like the King of Cups is intuitive, just like the High Priestess is intuitive. You can bring this husband fatherly energy and this motherly loving energy like two times over because you got the Empress here too. Like you can bring both of those into your home. You don't and create a beautiful home and a beautiful safe space for you to live in. You don't need to have like an actual husband or father or be married, but you can embody these beautiful energies together, combine them to make a beautiful, successful union for yourself. So I'm surprised that Two of Cups didn't show up in this reading. But honestly, all in all, though, just end of September, you're moving into October, okay, Sagittarius, and just remember that like you might start when you start new relationships, you might still have to show up as a Page of Swords, you know. But let me read you the Page of Swords real quick. You're bringing your intellect to the friendships and the relationships, but you're not doing it in like um like you're like a newbie, like you're just starting out. So vigilance, caution, standing on guard for trouble or conflict, putting an end to petty conflicts with a few well chosen words, an intense and intelligent young man. Yeah, so you that's kind of what you're bringing in. It's like you're like, well, I'm young, I'm new to this, I don't really know how these relationships are supposed to go, I don't know how these dynamics work, but I do know a thing or two about right and wrong because you're being secretive about the intuitiveness. But you're just with a few little sudden, quick-witted words. There we go. You're bringing into the relationship from the start that you are intelligent and you do have something to offer in any relationship, something wise and intelligent and good judgment. But you're doing it slow and little by little because you know that if you come off too strong, right, if you start off with like the King of Swords, people might be a little bit more hesitant to be like open minded. But you're not really like aware, you don't really like care so much about that because you're aware of all the real true potential that you have. So it's easy for you to remember, like, moving forward into October, that, like, even if these relationships aren't meant to last, or you have to kind of you know, say a few words, but they're strong, potent words to get the message across, you know you're going to do that, because either way, you have to show up for who you truly are. And just by a few simple words, you can really show people how quick that you aren't willing to put up with, like, a negative, nasty relationship. You want meaningful, happy, healthy relationships. So it's not always going to be that way, but you're going to use your skills here, and you're going to use your knowledge here, and you're going to rejoice and have fun and have some yum yums here. You're going to enjoy and celebrate. Three of Cups is, celebration here of who you are. And it's going to be a beautiful time, moving into October, because I personally love October. It's Halloween, all the cool decorations are coming out, all the, like, spiritual stuff is coming out, and some people are scared and superstitious, but I love that stuff. So just have fun and just be yourself, and just remember, with just, like, a few simple words, you can say a lot and get a message across. And you don't always have, protect yourself, and don't, if you don't feel comfortable coming across as, like, the strong, you know, intuitive high priestess that you are right away, go little little steps, steady pace, okay? Um, and protect yourself. And you have you have a whole team of protection here. You got the King of Swords, you got the Queen of Pentacles, you got the King of Cups, you got strength. So your strength, the Empress, and the High Priestess, those are the energies that you want to protect and that you want to keep safe from, these people who wish you, like the Five of Pentacles, wish you out in the cold and desolate or whatever. So just remember that moving forward, and just know that you are being divinely guided and protected, and your eagle is your spirit guide for the month of October. So take what resonates. Love and light always. Thanks for watching. Bye.